Have you heard of the Voynich Manuscript? It's a super mysterious book that's been puzzling people for over 100 years. It was bought by a Polish book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich back in 1912, and it's been a real head-scratcher ever since. Wilfrid Voynich supposedly bought the Voynich Manuscript in 1912 from a Jesuit monastery in Rome. The monastery, facing financial difficulties, agreed to sell some of its collection to the Vatican, but for some reason, 30 manuscripts, including the Voynich Manuscript, ended up in Voynich's hands. Some say he got them legally, while others think he might have done something shady, but there's no solid proof to support either theory. Maybe looking at what was going on in early 20th century Italy could help us figure out what happened. Diego Amancio and colleagues used statistical methods to analyze word relationships in the manuscript and found that Voynich's systems are 90% similar to other books, suggesting it could be a real language. The frequency of words in Voynich's follows a Zipfian distribution, a characteristic of natural languages. In summary, though no one has yet deciphered Voynich's, evidence from its structure, complexity, similarities to other texts, and linguistic studies suggest the manuscript is not random or meaningless. Voynich's format is similar to a manuscript from the Wellcome Collection, which combines details of human anatomy and end times imagery from the Book of Revelation. Voynich shares structural and thematic similarities with medieval textbooks on herbalism, astrology, and bathing practices. What makes the Voynich manuscript so special is the language it uses. It's called Voynichese, and it's totally different from any other language we know. No one's been able to figure out what it means, even the smartest cryptographers in the world. Some people think it might be a secret code, while others believe it could be a forgotten language. There are a bunch of theories about what the Voynich manuscript is all about. Some people think it's a book of spells or a medical guide. Others believe it's a diary or a journal, but no one knows for sure. It's like a real-life mystery that's been waiting to be solved. The Voynich manuscript is a real puzzler. Some folks think it's a fake made up for a reason, maybe to make some quick cash. Others believe it's a real ancient book, maybe even a secret language used by scientists or philosophers. The pictures in the book are just as mysterious as the words. They've got plants, stars, women bathing, and all sorts of strange diagrams. It's like the book is trying to tell us something, but we can't quite figure it out. People have been trying to figure out what the Voynich manuscript means for over 100 years. They've tried everything from counting the letters to comparing it to other languages, but no one seems to have cracked the code yet. One theory is that the book is a medical guide. The pictures show all sorts of plants and medical tools, so it could be a book about how to stay healthy. Another theory is that it's a secret language used by scientists or philosophers. The book is so strange that it could be a code that only a few people know. No matter what the truth is, the Voynich manuscript is one of the most fascinating books in the world. It's been the subject of countless theories and speculations, and it continues to captivate people from all over the globe. Who knows what secrets it holds? Here are some things that suggest Voynich's might not be just a bunch of random symbols. Voynich's has a certain pattern of characters, and it has a similar amount of information in each word as English or Latin. Voynich's words consist of 3 parts: a prefix, a root, and a suffix. Sometimes, certain characters or combinations of characters only appear in certain parts of the word. Voynich's is so different from any other language that it's hard to imagine someone copying it exactly. Theoretical physicist Marcello Montemurro discovered semantic networks in Voynich's. Words related to specific topics cluster together, and new topics emerge as the manuscript shifts. Amazingly, the over 200-page manuscript is free of errors, which is almost impossible for a hoax. The Voynich manuscript is still a mystery, but many people think they've figured it out. Here are some of the most famous cases. William Romaine Newbold, a professor at the University of Pennsylvania, thought the visible text didn't mean anything. He said that under a microscope, tiny marks made a second layer of text. Newbold claimed to have decoded some parts and said that Roger Bacon wrote it. But other people didn't believe him and thought his ideas were too wild. John Stokoe said the manuscript was made up of letters from the Ukrainian language, but without vowels. This made people interested in the Ukrainian community. However, Stokoe's way of dating the manuscript, his connection to the text, and his way of writing the letters were all criticized. The Voynich Manuscript is a mysterious book that has intrigued scholars for centuries. While most of the focus is on its linguistic and cryptographic aspects, there are some intriguing theories about its possible connections to mystical elements. One theory suggests that the Voynich Manuscript might be the work of John Dee, an English mathematician and mystic from the Elizabethan era. Dee was known for his experiments in alchemy and divination, and some believe that his unique writing style could be the reason on the manuscript's similarities to his other works. However, this theory was put to rest when carbon dating revealed that the manuscript was created much earlier than Dee's time. Another theory proposes that Edward Kelly, Dee's associate, had the ability to communicate with angels. Kelly used special characters to record his angelic language, and some believe that the Voynich Manuscript might be written in this language. However, this theory is largely speculative and lacks solid evidence. A third theory suggests that the Voynich Manuscript might be written in a language created by Hildegard von Bingen, a 12th century German mystic and composer. Von Bingen developed a language called lingua ignota, unknown language, which included a set of words believed to have divine origins and had its own alphabet. Some speculate that the Voynich Manuscript might be written in a similar mystical language. However, lingua ignota is only known through its vocabulary, while the Voynich Manuscript contains a much larger and more complex body of text. The article, "The Voynich Manuscript Decoded," makes a big claim. It says it's figured out what the Voynich Manuscript is written in. The author, Fletcher Crowe, thinks it's Arabic. He did this by comparing the characters in the manuscript to Arabic star names. He says that the pictures of constellations in the manuscript have labels written in Voynich characters, which are actually the names of stars. Here's what he did. He found characters that look like the syllable Al-Resha, which is the name of a star, in an illustration of the Pisces constellation. He looked at other star names in the manuscript and figured out how to map Voynich characters to Arabic syllables. He made a table with over 600 words that are Voynich, Arabic, and English based on these analyses. Crowe thinks the translation means the manuscript mostly talks about the Cathar sect, a group that was heretical in southern France during the 12th and 13th centuries. He also thinks the manuscript's owner might have been Alfonso Feth, King of Aragon, Catalonia, and Naples. The Voynich Manuscript continues to captivate and baffle researchers and the public alike. Until its secrets are unveiled, it will remain one of the most intriguing mysteries in history.